Happy New Year. Anybody else make it through the New Year sober? Woo woo. Tell me if you're sober today. If you made it, if you're newly sober, how long you've been sober, and that you made it through the New Year's. I'd love to know. And, yay. I told you, just another day. There's something about the day of, right? It's like, oh, everybody's having fun, everybody's doing this. It's all in your head. I remember when I used to drink and use, we would go out, get all dressed up. We'd go out and wouldn't even leave the house till 9:30, right? And we'd go somewhere, go to the club, and we'd walk in and be packed and people would be everywhere. And I'd say, you know what? I think we should go to the greenhouse. I think it's really going on at the greenhouse. So we'd all pile in the car and we'd go to the greenhouse. We get to the greenhouse, look around. No, let's go back to the beach club. You know what I mean? It's all in here. So you thought everybody was having this great time. People might have been tired, sick, had a cold, went out, it was too crowded, they had to wait in line. I mean, it's all this nostalgia stuff we make up in our head. You know, we see ourselves in tuxedos and full-length gowns and champagne, and the ball is dropping and fireworks are going off and it's all romantic, and that is not really the way it is, or has it ever been for me. I have had some pretty spectacular times in my life when I lived in the Caribbean. So I've lived all that, but most of the time I was pretty drunk. You know, I wish I could have remembered it all. I wish I didn't act the fool. So here we are, it's Wednesday. If you were with me yesterday, you know that I started doing the morning pages again. I call morning pages, but it's the morning meditation out of the big book. Now I'm going to show you what I did last night and what I'm going to do tonight, okay? So you can do it too. Grab your big book, go to the same page. How easy is that? Page 86. Okay, 86, very short this time. And for some reason, it's right before the morning meditation. It's not after it. So it doesn't matter. Here it is, top of 86. When we retire at night, we constructively review our day. Were we resentful, selfish, dishonest, or afraid? Do we owe an apology? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person at once? Were we kind and loving towards all? What could we have done better? Or were we thinking of what we could do for others, or of what we could pack into the stream of life? But we must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection, for that would diminish our usefulness to others. After making our review, we ask God's forgiveness and inquire what corrective measures should be taken. That is the evening meditation. And if you notice, I stopped and paused after each question mark because it's actually a question.
Text is from Joyce.
Okay, I'll come right in. I'm just recording right now.
Okay.
Okay? So after every question mark, you stop and you reflect and you think about it. It's called an inventory, where you look at your day. How did I do? Now, what's brilliant about this is if you start the day with the On Awakening prayer that I read to you yesterday, previous video, you start with that in the morning, and at night you finish with this. All you have to do is live in between those two readings, okay? All of a sudden life gets more manageable, right? We're not thinking about next month. We're not thinking about 3 months from now, 7 months from now. See, that's what happened when I got, I say spiritually sick, but someone else, soul sickness. You know, I started getting this soul sickness from backing up from doing what I know, right? My mind, my alcoholic mind started to take back over and scaring the shit out of me. And once I got back to doing this, I do the morning and I do the evening reading, and I just have to live in between. So in the morning, I think about my day. The first thing I think about is what meetings I'm gonna go to that day. Usually I go to 2 meetings a day. I'm having problems still with that morning meeting. It's hard to get back in the habit. I should never have broke the habit. But I used to go to, and I am going to, from now on, go to the 7 a.m. meeting and the 5:30 meeting. Then everything else just fills in around that. Okay, there's an old story. I really love this. You've probably seen it. It's been on social media. A professor takes a big vase, right, big tall vase, and he starts putting everything in, right? He pours sand in, then he pours some pebbles in and some rocks in, and then he puts these big boulders in. He's got to get this whole tray of rocks and sand and pebbles and stuff in this vase and make it fit. So he gets to the top and he's got like 3 boulders left, 3 really big rocks. And he says to the class, can I get these in this vase? And they say, no, it won't fit. So he goes back, empties it all out, puts the vase down, and he puts all the big rocks in first, all the big boulders. Then around that, he puts the other ones, the next biggest. Then he puts the, and all the other ones, the little ones, start falling down around the big ones. And at the end, he pours the sand in, and it fills up the whole vase, and the vase is full. But everything fit. And that's because he put the big things first. The biggest thing in your life is going to be sobriety. If you're like me, it has to be. Because without being sober, I don't have a family to worry about. I can't have kids to worry about. I don't have a job to worry about. I don't have a house. I don't have laundry. I got shit all, right? Nothing. Zero. So big rocks are the meetings. So the first thing in the morning when I think about my day, I put my meetings. What meetings am I going to go to? I can't go to the 7, so I'll go to the 12:15. And I have this soul sickness right now, this irritable, restless, discontent feeling, so I'm going to go to 2. And then what am I going to do around that, right? And then I'm going to work or whatever else, exercise. If you put your, so many people get sober and they say, well, I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to walk every day, I'm going to blah, 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 And they start doing that. And the program gets put on the back burner. What happens? Eventually, you get soul sick again. Your mind starts telling you don't need to go to meetings and you're not an alcoholic, and gee, why don't we have a drink, right? So be clear. Start your day, 86, 87, and 88. End your day with that inventory, which is also known as the 11th step. It's a maintenance reading. If you have been in AA for a long time and you didn't understand what step 11 is, that's it. I didn't know for years, 15 years, 14 years, had no idea. That was the 11th step, morning and evening meditation. So then you're already doing a step, right? You're already doing that. So let's do that. I have people do this before they even detox, during their detox. I mean, it is the action of doing something that starts getting the motion, right? We start moving forward. It's hard. It's like kick-starting a dead motorcycle. Kick, won't turn over. And then all of a sudden it turns over, right? So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to kick-start this dead, this soul-sick motorcycle. We're going to get it running, right? And then we're going to keep going. All right? Pick up some people along the way. I love you guys. Have a great day. Happy Wednesday.